So this is some of the bigger news, not bigger news, but some surprising news that I heard because I always believe different. You know, when the New York, New York song came out, I always thought it was a diss to New York. It sounded like a diss. You know, at the beginning, they're kind of mocking New York, like, oh God, and what's up, yo, and kind of mocking them and everything. But Corrupt came out and recently said that it wasn't a diss and that it only became a diss after the trailer got shot up. Is there anything you heard about that?
I believe that. I believe that's what they always said, that they were trying to pay homage to the East Coast or to the guys in New York. They said that they had invited them to the video shoot and told them where they was at and to come down and film with them, where they wanted to do a big party scene in Red Rock, in that area. And that's what they always said. I wasn't in the business or in the know like that then. But when they fired shots at the trailer, you got to remember, Suge, not Suge, Tupac had only came home October the 12th. That happened like the first part of December of that year. And so that's why Tupac was furious. And then, y'all got to remember, Suge Knight, August of that year, had just went on the Source Awards and kind of dissed him. So tension had already started. And then lastly, and I went out of order, you got to remember Big Jake had just got shot and killed by one of, allegedly, Wolf, one of Puffy homeboy securities. And so, they was on edge about that, even though they adamantly denied having any involvement in that. They, they knew that Suge and Death Row was blaming them for that. And so to come out there, tensions is up, Tupac's out.
Tupac got shot in New York.
Prior to that, that happened prior.
Right.
That was prior to, Death Row, him even been signed to Death Row or coming to Death Row. But so all of that is playing in everybody's head. And so the tension wasn't big yet, but it was coming up. But Tupac Shakur took it as a diss because now I'm over here with these guys. These guys tried to kill me. They killed Big Jake. And now they shooting in your trailer, trying to shoot and kill, Snoop and them. Or going on the radio inciting people in New York to do something to them. Because that's what Big did. He got on the radio and started calling out names and telling people how dare them, how do they, because most people didn't know what was going on. Everybody so y'all got to remember, we living in 2022 now. 1996, we didn't have all of this communications and knowledge and stuff like that. We got our information from the newspapers, magazines, and the news. That's it. Now, you hit your phone, you got a YouTuber talking about it, you got people live on the scene showing you stuff, so social media makes communication a lot easier. And so y'all got to put yourselves into that, to 96 versus what's going on and how information gets around in 2022.
Why do you think that Snoop and the Dogg Pound weren't more mad at Biggie for going on the radio?
They was. They just trying to rewrite history now. They were. Snoop was in videos where Tupac was dissing. He did a song dissing on Biggie and them. He tried to hide all that stuff now, but they had all that. Look at all the way up until July of 1996. You had Snoop laughing on the side of the stage at the House of Blues when Tupac talking about fucking on faith and all of that. So if he wasn't with it, if you ain't with something, you'd be like, oh man, why did that nigga have to say that? He over there cracking up laughing. Stop believing what the history they trying to rewrite. Look at what was going on in 95, 96. and then say that. He was with it.
Why do you think Snoop is trying to rewrite things or trying
Because
to be cool?
now everybody want to be loved. Look what Puffy talking about he is now. Brother Love. That's what we call this up. Everybody want to be liked. Love is, you want to be liked and loved so you can move around. If I had $1 billion or assets or been worth $1 billion, I would want everybody to love me too so I can move around and won't have to live in fear and spend $1 million a month on security.
Okay.
So it's smart to be that way. And plus, we're in a different time. Back in the 90s, we were different. We were fighting everybody. We was intimidation. You didn't have terror threat laws on the books and stuff like that. We have grown. We older now. I can't say the same thing about the 21, 22-year-olds. They acting like we were acting back then. They still out there robbing and stuff like that. But the people y'all listening to now are 50-something years old. You'd be crazy to be still talking all that. I want to beat you up. I want to take a fade. I'm pulling up on you. Man, you don't talk like that.
Snoop has said before.
Unless you whack 100.
Snoop has said before that he met up with Biggie, I believe in Atlanta. Was it? No, man, I think it was New York. And Biggie actually played him part of his album. I think it was New York. Was there any, do you think there's any truth to that? Because that would have been
No.
less than a year after he had the trailer shot up?
All right, let me tell you what's up with that. Yeah, he did. He went out there and met with a couple of different labels and stuff like that. He was trying to shop the LBC crew. Y'all remember in Martin Lawrence Thin Line in Love and Hate movie when he had Lil C Style, I think Trey D, and somebody else was in that group.
Badass
and all them, the LBC crew. But it was the guys that was in that song on Thin Line in Love, that Martin Lawrence movie.
Beware My Crew.
Beware My Crew song. He was trying to shop that around. And Suge was prolonging him. And Suge could have took him and got a deal at Interscope or Priority and stuff like that. But Suge had a different agenda at the time. He wanted them to have their own labels. He had Suge, he had Snoop, going to be Doggy Style Records. Tupac was going to be Machiavelli Records. Hammer was going to be Hammer Time Records. And then Eric B. and Big D was going to be over Death Row East. That was his plan, and he was going to be the distributor over them and then take a deal. But of course, when you got a plan and you got something hot and buzzing and you got the niggas in your ear wanting money and stuff, he went and snuck off and went out there and met with guys on the East Coast and all of that. And Suge didn't fuck with that nigga for about two weeks after that too. But, of course, they eventually made up and got back together and stuff.
Did you guys know he met with Biggie?
We knew he was out there with the Bad Boys. We don't know the specifics, but he got word. Small town, small arena, small area, small people talk. Suge had word. He knew about it. That my security knew. My security was left at home. And Marcus and Kiddup, and was told just to take care and watch over Shantae while he was gone. So I knew, we knew he was out of town. What he was doing, who knew? But Suge knew. I don't know what Suge knew, to be honest. But I knew he knew that they were out of town, and there was friction, and there was conversations to be had after that. Yeah. Okay. But in fairness to Snoop, what he was doing was trying to shop the LBC crew, get a deal for them.
Okay.
Yeah. And most people don't know that.